My name's Antony B. Williams from blackfilm.com, and I have one of the stars from Mythic Quest Season 3 on Apple TV airing now. Now, she's fantastic, she's great, she's wonderful, she's lovely, and she's here now. Here she is, Imani Hakim. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm not too bad. So, Imani, I'm going to jump straight into this. I've been watching Mythic Quest Season 3, and I have to say, it's fantastic. I watched 1, I watched 2, see episode 3, episode 4, and then I just couldn't stop. I got hooked on the show. And I suppose for me, because it was funny, but very, very different. Is that the kind of vibe that you actually receive from the viewers of the show?
Ooh, well, I think people really gravitate towards Mythic Quest because of people love a workplace comedy. We came out at the time in early 2020, so people were just looking for sort of that escapism of content.
There isn't.
And
Yeah.
right. And so is it different? I think it's different in the way that it's tapping into a underrepresented audience, which is the gaming audience. And so I think we're hitting sort of like a niche there. But as far as like the workplace comedy of it all, I think naturally that's just a fan favorite in general because people want to laugh.
One of the questions I wanted to ask is the story kind of takes place in Grimm's Pot Studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it feels like you were isolated in there. But prior to the shows, you were in an office, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. How did you feel in isolation? Was it kind of like, did it feel like a prison? Because the surroundings are fantastic.
It felt like the most beautiful prison to ever be isolated in.
Yeah, gaming, yeah.
You know, it was a little bit isolating because we were used to working together all on the same set, which is the Mythic Quest Studios set. And then season 3, it became just Charlotte, Rob, and I on the Grim Pop set. So it made me miss the rest of my cast because we weren't seeing them as often. But boy, that stage is beautiful. You know, it made me not want to touch anything because it was crisp and bright and white. And I was just like, it was fun. It felt like we were filming something, a completely different show. It felt very futuristic.
Yeah, you're obviously a gamer in the show, a developer. Are you a gamer in real life? I mean, have you? What kind of games do you play if you are?
Okay, naturally, I would answer this question with no, but my castmates would beg to differ a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, like I'm definitely not someone who sits around and plays the newest games or plays games all the time. But you know, that is some of my like pastimes with my partner. We will play games that are more like I guess I forget the exact title of what it would be considered, but there was a new game that came out and it's called It Takes Two, or there's another one that was called A Way Out, which is you have to work together. It's sort of like not really a puzzle, but like it's very active and you have to work together to escape. So I do enjoy, and you know, you can't forget the classic Mario Party because that's just fun.
Yes. Are you competitive when you're playing? Is it
Absolutely.
a case of I've got to win? I don't care. I've got to win.
I am so competitive in anything that I do that I don't know. It's a problem at this point. I don't know if it's because I'm a Leo. I don't know what it is, but I love to win. I love to win, and I'm not afraid to say it.
I won't be playing you because we'll have a major argument, and but I always win.
It'll get a little spicy over here. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll have a game one day. We'll have a game. Okay, Imani. In season 2, you asked your bosses to take a chance on you, and they did. But in season 3, you, Dana, worked directly under the bosses at Grimpot Studios, and it went horribly wrong. Tell us a little bit about that, Imani.
Yes, it's very correct. You know, my character Dana, she has a lot of passion for video games. You know,
Yeah.
she started as a game tester. She's very good at it, but there's not really anything coming from being a game tester. She wants to become a developer, an engineer, and
Yeah.
so she pitches this really janky game that she created to both Poppy and Ian, and it's not very good, but they can
Okay.
see the passion behind this young woman. And so they're like, okay, you know, we will fund your schooling. You can work directly under us. So she's
Mm.
like, yes, jackpot. I'm getting what I want. And you know, she starts working for Grim Pop as the single employee of the studio, and
Yeah.
it just isn't what she expected it to be. You know, instead of doing her job and building games, she's sort of just become their mediator, which is its own obstacle that she needs to navigate. But you know, she's keeping her eye on the prize, and you know, she wants to become a game engineer, so she's gonna, I guess, suffer for the time being until she can accomplish her goals.
You know, whilst watching it, Imani, I have to say, it was some of it was cutthroat and very, very deep, but funny at the same time. And Mythic Quest is essentially a comedy, but you've come from previous comedies. Was this an easy transition for you, Imani?
The transition was, I wouldn't say it was smooth because
Smoothish.
I wouldn't, because you know, I started with comedy. Everybody Hates Chris was my first gig
That's
that I
right.
did,
Yeah, that's what I
and then
mean.
I hadn't touched comedy in years since then. So this is sort of like a reintroduction back into the skill. So I was terrified,
All
because
right.
it kind of felt a little bit foreign. And, you know, I was just like, how do I, because comedy is a different type of beast. It's a different rhythm.
It is. It is.
I
Yeah.
would, I would say that it's much harder than drama. And so coming back, it felt intimidating, but, you know,
Why is that? Why was that?
because it's a different skill set.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay.
something that I hadn't exercised in a while. So it just felt like, you know, what can I compare it to? Like, it's just anything that, like, if you speak another language, right? And you
Yeah.
haven't
Sure.
had that opportunity to speak that language in like 10 years, you're like, oh, is it still in there? You know,
Yeah.
like I gotta
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
refresh my memory a little bit. So
Yeah.
that's what it felt like. So it was a little uncomfortable, but again, like, this is such a, everybody on the show is so funny, so talented, and it was this very safe space. So we would improv, they would, you
Mm.
know, take suggestions, and then it just kind of like, if you watch season 3, you can really feel that we're in flow now. Now
Yeah.
that a smoother transition. Like season 3, everybody's on top of it. We understand the humor of the show. And so yeah, it's been good.
So, Amani, I watched a number of shows, and it seems like you guys get on really well. It seems like you've got this great camaraderie. Off air, I mean, does that still apply? It seems like you guys have this kind of family kind of connection. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. And that's one of my favorite things about being on a show, because you know, you don't get to choose your classmates, you don't get to choose who you get to work with. And so it's always really refreshing when uh casting did a great job at selecting the
Yeah.
people, and you get
Yeah.
along, because we
Well,
had
they
a,
selected you.
I know, you know, good job casting.
Good
But
job.
we have so much fun on and off the set. We have fun while filming, but also after work is wrapped, we're like, what are you guys doing after this? You want to like go get some food, get drinks, have a sleepover, whatever. Like, we're all really close friends, and it's really nice.
Because I'm gonna be honest, because I'm an honest guy.
Let's do
From
it.
the UK, and we're honest sometimes.
Yes.
But I've watched season 1 and season 2, and a couple of episodes on season 3, and it's kind of taken a different turn. Now, I know some of the cast members are writers. I mean, is that something that they wanted to do? Just be a little bit different in season 3?
Well, Our writers are so fantastic.
Yeah,
They really do a great job at just taking little quirks that we, the actors, have and inputting that into our characters and making that just more dramatized versions. But it's really they do a really great job at watching us and what we bring to the screen, and also just making it a collaborative effort. So even with Dana, I took some sort of bigger swings this season,
yeah,
and they left it in. So now you're seeing more of these colors of her personality that we hadn't really gotten to see in season 1 and season 2. She's a little sassy. She doesn't really necessarily bite her tongue all the time, which is nice because
that's
we
good.
kind of get to
Yeah.
know her as being really kind and sweet, but she's so much more than that.
So Imani, when you walk in to that environment, the work, I mean, it seems like you're very, very happy. You're very happy in your space. Every time you talk about the show, you talk about it with a big smile on your face. Is that correct? Are you very, very happy? By the looks of things, you are. Are you very, very happy working with the team?
I'm very lucky. Like, we have a really great work environment and we have a lot of fun working on this show. So yeah, I smile because it's genuine, and I love making the show. I'm such a fan of it on and off the screen. So very, very lucky.
And Imani, what can people expect from Dana in season 3? What can people expect from you?
Ooh, without ruining anything, there's a really fun I don't know.
Just a fun-loving lady.
she's she's Dana's a boss,
Yeah,
so she's again just really embracing what that means for her. She's learned a lot from both Poppy and Ian, and she's kind of the best of both worlds with them. She's able to have the vision and creativity, but also she's able to apply those things and build. So with that, she realizes that she's got it all a bit.
got it
She's like
all.
full package. So what is she gonna do with a little bit of that power?
Mm.
Mm.
Let's think about
Yeah.
it. Okay. So you've also been commissioned for season 4. Are you excited about that?
I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I'm very excited. I'm counting down the days and hours and seconds.
Okay, and season 5 and season 6, obviously you want that to happen. Let's go on. That would be a full-time job forever.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Well, I've got to say, Imani, thank you so much for coming on the show. Really most appreciated. I mean, I do have one more question. It's right here on this card, blackfilm.com card, and it reads, is this the best UK interview that you've had so far? It's probably the only one, but I just want to put it out there. Is it?
I don't think I've done a lot of UK interviews, so yes,
Thank
you were
you.
fantastic.
You're the best. I love you. Thank you so much, Imani Hakim, for your time. Mythic Quest Season 3 is on Apple TV, airing now. My name's Antony B. Williams from blackfilm.com. I will see you real soon. Until then, bye-bye. I'm out.
If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.